Youngevity, living younger, longer. If you were to study economic trends for a while, you would soon notice a movement occurring that is so large that even economists are having trouble estimating just how big it's going to be. You would see an emerging market opportunity that is already experiencing explosive growth. This trend, however, is still being overlooked by most of the population. Like major market trends of the past, most people will become purchasers and users of these products and services, and only a select few will actually participate and benefit from the growth that occurs. Those precious few are likely to become new millionaires. Think for a second about some past trends. Do you remember when the first home PC appeared in the marketplace? Do you remember what people said about it? I remember very respected leaders and market analysts stating that the computer would never find its way into people's homes. The PC was for office work only. Well, what's become in reality? How about the internet? What a boon this has been for some. The rest of us just pay for the service and watch as others create billions of dollars of market value for themselves and others. All from a technology that was originally portrayed as nothing more than a techie's pastime or hobby. Now we all use and pay for it. We can say similar things about rises and falls in the real estate market as well. Timing is everything. Getting in front of large market trends is the key to huge financial gain. What if you could go back in time? Knowing what you know now, would you have invested more of your time and money into the PC markets? Would you have purchased stock in AOL, Google, or Yahoo? Well, I can't take you back in time, but I can help you see specific indicators in the marketplace today that act as forecasters of global trends that many economic experts are predicting as the greatest entrepreneurial trends of the future. An industry that is expected to create more millionaires than any other existing trend today. In just a few short years, economists expect this market to generate over $1.9 million every 60 seconds. The question is, are you going to be a consumer just paying for these products and services? Or will you be one of those who gets in front of this trend and is able to profit from it? What is this trend? It's the health and wellness market, and it's happening all around us. Radio, TV, magazines, and more are full of articles, pictures, and videos depicting the craze to look and feel healthy. Words like ginseng, echinacea, selenium, and ginkgo were completely foreign to most people just a few years ago. Today, these are household names. In recent years, many businesses have noticed that the market is changing. Take the fast food market, for example. McDonald's and many other similar restaurants are being forced to introduce new health offerings to their patrons. These new healthy foods are generating billions of dollars each year. Think about the convenience stores that you frequent. The beverage shelves have for years been filled with myriads of flavors of colas and other carbonated beverages. But what are we seeing on those shelves today? That's right, water, juices, and sports and energy drinks. Coca-Cola and Pepsi have completely changed their business strategies. For the past few years, the carbonated beverage markets have been losers, where the sports and energy drinks like Red Bull and Powerade have been growing like mad. Consumers are getting wiser and demanding more with regards to their health. With the baby boomers reaching retirement age, good health is at the pinnacle of their priorities. People of all ages want to look younger, feel better, and live longer. This trend extends across all nations and people. Every population around the world shares the common desire to not only live a long life, but to feel healthy and have the energy to participate in everyday activities that make them happy. Our youth are experiencing diseases that had prior to today been called old people's diseases. Diseases like diabetes and obesity. Why is this happening? Populations around the world have been oblivious to the issues relating to nutrition and good health. More recently, though, the media has brought this information to the forefront of our lives. Today, almost 3 times as many youth are identified as low fitness than the corresponding adults. 1/3 of U.S. teens would flunk a treadmill test. More than 7 million youngsters could face higher risks of heart disease than they did last year. More than 16% of children are obese. That number has doubled in the last 20 years. Type 2 diabetes, which used to be known as adult onset diabetes, is now increasingly being diagnosed in kids. So what's the answer? What do we need to do to overcome the problems of bad health and disease? Where can we turn for real advice? Over 40 years ago, Dr. Joel Wallach began a journey of study and exploration that would eventually lead to making some amazing discoveries related to achieving and maintaining a youthful and healthy appearance. This journey started when he enrolled in veterinary school at the University of Missouri.
My major was in animal husbandry and nutrition. My minor was in field crops and soils. From there, went to veterinary school at the University of Missouri. In veterinary school, learned that we could actually prevent and cure diseases with nutritional formulas. Marlon Perkins from the old Mutual Omaha Wild Kingdom show actually helped get a job in Africa working on big conservation projects. The wild animals in Africa, whether it was rhino or elephants or antelope and zebra, were drinking out of the dirtiest water, and the clean water was not being touched. And we did analyses and found out that the dirty water was just loaded with minerals, and the clean water was almost distilled water, and the animals weren't interested in that. And began to see that there was some importance to supplementation. In animals, we used a little alfalfa pellet formula. We were so successful that we eliminated 900 different diseases in animals with nutritional formulas. It was always amazing to me that medical doctors were not interested in doing the same thing for people. So I went back to school and became a physician, and in 1978 began to use these veterinary nutritional formulas in my human patients. And I can tell you that the concept of preventing and curing diseases in animals with nutritional formulas, the concept of extending longevity in animals with nutritional formulas works exactly the same in human beings. I've been doing this since 1978.
In the process of working with human patients to improve health and longevity, Dr. Wallach became aware of a unique mineral deposit in the Utah wilderness that piqued his interest. Upon further scrutiny and research, he found that this mine contained an amazing collection of minerals that could be more beneficial than any supplements that had ever been used on humans before.
In the early days, before written history, the plants grew. They would die, and the oxygen level was very low, so they didn't decompose. And as the plants would die, they just kept layering and piling on top of each other. And of course, the minerals that the plants had taken up out of the soil were still in this compost pile. Minerals don't evaporate or dissipate. Also, they're covered with a 20 to 30 foot thick layer of sandstone and limestone and ash. And as a result, this material never got polluted from any materials that might have been in the air.
Dr. Wallach knew that he would need strong scientific support for his findings, so he went to Dr. Gerhard Schrauser to seek his review. Dr. Schrauser is a world-renowned scientist and professor in the field of nutrition and biological trace element research. With over 40 years of experience, over 300 scientific papers, and several patents in his resume, he seemed like the right person to verify Dr. Wallach's findings.
Yes, well, let me tell you, first of all, we started investigating the plant-derived minerals 20 years ago. When Dr. Wallach came to my lab at the University of California, he brought a bottle and I said, find out what this is. These are plant-derived minerals. And that intrigued me, and we did a lot of chemical studies, and then were able to find out that these are truly unique supplements.
Supplementation has become so important today because of all the processed foods that we have, the environment of fast foods. We just aren't getting the nutrients that we used to get in our foods. You know, our grandparents and even parents had much better food supplies than we do today, and it's only going to get worse, not better.
Youngevity, living younger, longer.